How we doing, America? Had a relatively good today. Relatively good. We got a lot of things in hand as far as going forward with this mortgage. Hopefully tomorrow is going to be the last step. We've done some things that we've decided that we're going to. There was some question as far as the termite inspection. We're going to have it anyway. We were going to put in different kind of pest controls and things like that. So we decided that we're going to do the remediation anyway. So we're doing that. That's going to be happening tomorrow, and that should be the last hurdle. Should be. Still haven't figured out how we're going to pay for it yet, but that's okay. We'll keep rolling. Hello, Spirit. How are you, girl? I want to talk to you a little bit about last night. That wonderful moment. Well, first of all, Michelle Obama's speech. Man, has she come into her own. Put a woman in charge. And that's what we're going to do in November. But then Barack took the stage. Boy, did he take the stage. And the audience, and just tore it up. Hello, Evelyn. How's Canada today? I hope you're having as lovely a day as we are. It's very nice temperatures, although it's supposed to start getting hotter again tomorrow. Of course, I have wasted my days where it was going to be nice and temperate and get out there, and still haven't gotten out in the boat, but I will. Anyway, Barack took the stage, and he did the thing about crowd size. I died. And apparently, Trump did too. That really got under his skin. Oh well. I think that we're at that point. As Democrats, we've been playing nice for a little too long. Hello, Dorothy Tyndall, all the way down there in DeSantis country. Hello, John Cass, glad you're here. But with all of that, with the different speeches, I ended up completely fired up all over again, and I think most of the country did. And that's the import here. We have to stay fired up. We don't have to stay fired up for all that long. You just need to think about that for a minute. It isn't all that long.
77 days.
77 days. Valerie chiming right in there. We got 2.5 months. And if we keep this momentum going, it is going to be something that rolls over them so much and crushing Donald Trump so much that maybe we'll never hear of him again. We're still going to hear of his hatred. We're still going to hear all the shit that he's been putting out there for years. We're still going to hear the lies coming from that side. Remember that we crushed the Tea Party movement, and when we did, MAGA oozed out. And we're going to crush MAGA, and something else is going to ooze out. We're going to have to stay diligent. But one of the things that came up last night was even Michelle Obama basically turned off the when they go low, we go high. She said, all right, if you absolutely insist that the gloves come off, well, then the gloves are coming off. And that's where we are. Put a woman in charge. They'll only take your shit for so long. And that's what we're seeing right now. Because what we've been fed for a very long time while he was in office and the last 3.5 years is lies and bullshit. I look at that and I ask, you remember the old Wendy's commercial? Where's the beef? Well, I want to know that from the Republicans. What do you got? What is it that you're going to do to make America great again? It's already great and it's about to get a whole lot better, but what is it that you're going to do? Spirit, I don't know how that's going to play out, but I do know one thing: we're ready. We're ready. They're gonna bring that shit. I mark my words. Come November 6th, 7th, 8th, whatever day they finally declare the winner, Kamala Harris and Tim Walz, you're going to have MAGA go fucking insane. They're gonna do it. And the reason that they're going to do it is they've been living off of lies from 2015 till now, almost 10 years. They've been living off lies. Where's the beef? Trump wants to blame Biden and Harris for damn near anything. Let's talk about the whole inflation thing. He wants to blame food prices on the Democrats and inflation and Biden and Harris. Yes, Kara, that's exactly it. They have one platform, orange. Sorry, UT, sorry, all of the Vols fans out there, but there's a little too much fucking orange in this country right now. But they want to blame the Biden-Harris administration, and especially want to blame Kamala Harris, who the vice president advises policy. The vice president is there. I've said this before. Their main job is to be one heartbeat away from the presidency. Their job is to hope that they don't get promoted, but be ready if they do. They're saying this, and they never even look at corporate profits right now from the big food companies, big agriculture, big groceries, big oil. They don't look at the profits, which are at all-time record highs. So we're asking to raise the taxes on the wealthy. Not to the levels that built this nation back in, when we got out of the Great Depression and we started really looking at this and said, how are we going to perform as a nation? We're not looking to put them up there, but going from 25 to 28%, I think they can fucking afford it. They won't look at that. The reason they won't look at that is because they're among those very rich. So the promise of having lower taxes, they're not, the higher taxes are going to help. It's going to lower the national debt. It's going to give us what we need to advance as a nation. But they don't want to look at that because the rich ones, like Trump and everything else, are the ones that are going to have to pay it. Of course they're not going to look at that. Of course they're not going to place the blame where it's supposed to be. Meanwhile, Kamala Harris says that she's going to hold price gougers accountable. That's also the history that she has had. Folks, there are a lot of things in her time as Attorney General and before that as district attorneys. All elected positions, by the way. There's no DEI hire there. But in that whole time, she held a lot of people accountable for ripping off poor folks like you and me. We see, as blue dots, we see the problem and the cause. It's not the administration. Where do you ever once see the Republicans trying to roll back any kind of record profits? Oh, that's good for the nation. Well, no, it's not. That's what gave us this level of inflation. We had the pandemic, and then we had supply chain problems. They marked everything up. But then, when all of that ended, they left it up there. And they're still raking it in, hand over fist. But let's not look at that. One of the things that we have happening right now, and the world is watching, Harris Walls are building the U.S. brand. They're letting the world know we are going to go about this differently than what you've seen with MAGA. And we're not going to put up, we're not going to put up with all of the name calling anymore. We're not going to put up with the singling out this group or that group anymore. We are going to be global citizens, the way we should be global citizens, and as that, lead. One of the things that Joe Biden said night before last was, you can't be the richest nation on earth, the most powerful nation on earth, without having the most powerful infrastructure. That's what they're looking at, building the U.S. brand. Trump is looking at building the Trump brand and nothing more. In his last pressers, or the Pennsylvania rally, every time he started droning on and going off script, people started leaving. The whole nation, including Republicans, the real Republicans, are tired of hearing it. Where's the beef? They want policy and platform. It may not agree with our ideals, but we're going to see more of them voting this way. That's the thing that I can tell you for sure. I know it because I live in a county where once upon a time you couldn't get anything done if you weren't a Democrat. Democrats controlled this county. Democrats were in every seat of power in this county. Then along came MAGA and Trump's brand of populism. And that's when a lot of their racism, their hatred, their fear started showing. So you had a whole lot of people switch over to the Republican Party. Republican Party is the dominant party in this county right now. However, as a part of the, well, anybody can really, but as a part of the executive committee for the Democratic Party in this county, I have to look at these things, and I do. And I look at voting records. And when I look at voting records in this county, I look at both the Democratic records and I look at the Republican records. You know what I found surprising? How many registered Republicans in this county voted for Democratic candidates? Give that some thought. Really give that some thought as we get toward November 5th. We might see Trumpy get a little bump in the next couple of days. Kennedy is dropping out of the race, and he is reputedly going to offer his support to Donald Trump. I got a feeling that some of them will go that way because, you know, he's obviously a Looney Tune as well, and a lot of his followers are much like a lot of MAGA Looney Tunes. However, I need to remember that a lot of the people that are following Kennedy are doing it because they don't want Trump. So don't automatically assume that that's where that's going to go. They're looking for policy and platform too. Where's the beef? I'm trying to understand why he would bring up some of the things that he brings up. Why he would talk about crowd size. Or crowd size. But I'm trying to understand why he would say that he is better looking than Kamala Harris. My God, I almost spewed whatever I was drinking when I heard that statement. It's like, you're what? I don't think so. I can't imagine anybody that does. Well, I can. The ones who will have a shirt on, he can grab this anytime. The ones with a diaper on their ear, that sort of thing. That I can see there how they might go to, oh, he's so much better looking than her. What they're really saying is, yeah, well, we don't like brown people. So that makes him automatically better looking to a lot of them. But again, what's that got to do with platform? What's that got to do with policy? Not a damn thing. Where's the beef? What I really want to know is how, I just got a lyric from a song. What I really want to know is, how'd I piss you off this time, baby? But I know that with the Trumpers. I called you out on your bullshit. But I want to know how his rambling nonsense is a platform. How is that something that betters the nation? His insults, his petty little fucking name calling, his continual bitching and moaning about how oppressed he is. Now, wait a minute. You like to tell everybody you're one of the richest people in the world, but you're so damned oppressed. How's that work? Sure do wish I had your problems for one day. That's a lie. I don't want any of his problems because he earned them himself. But that rambling means nothing. On the other side of that, Kamala Harris is talking policy. She's talking broad, substantive policy. She's talking about big ways to build our economy, to bring our country back to full world respect, to make everyone in this country see, understand, and feel the hope that we're feeling right now. We keep pushing, we're going to be able to do that. There's, one thing that I would point out with the whole crowd size thing. This happened last night. I'd like you to think about this for a moment. The DNC is in Chicago at one of the biggest arenas there. And it is packed to the rafters. On the second night of the convention, Kamala and Tim had to phone it in because they were only 90 miles away in Milwaukee at the same place that Trump had their little Republican Party, their tailgate party. Same place, same arena, packed just as full. Two arenas, 90 miles apart, packed to the gills. You want to talk about the crowd size there, Dunny? Really? Your crowd size. Yeah, let's talk about that. Not that it's important, because that's not policy. But what you are doing, I'd like you to keep on doing. He did it again today. He decided that because Barack Obama had done the crowd size thing, that it was a personal shot. They're getting personal. So he exclaims to the piddly-ass little crowd that he had there that, I'm going to go off script again. You don't mind if I do that? He said, look, I'm going to take a poll. Should I go personal or should I stay on policy? And everybody, they liked the idea of him taking the personal shots because he had just the diehard MAGA there. They love that. You know what? So do I. Keep doing it, Donnie. Keep doing it. You're doing us a whole lot of favor just by running your orange fucking yap. Trump brags about his influence on the Supreme Court. He really does. That he overturned Roe versus Wade. That he took away a woman's right to choose. That he handed it to states that will put in and have put in draconian laws that do nothing but threaten the lives of women. He brags about it. Meanwhile, Kamala Harris promises that you're going to have your rights back. That's what they are. They're your rights. Take that to another one, though. Now that's policy. That's platform. I'm going to see to it that you have your rights to your body enshrined in law. That's important. That's policy. Let's go to another one. He's going off about her laugh. Again, still, daily. She doesn't laugh anymore. It's because she knows it's hideous and all this other stuff. Her people are telling, no, you can't laugh. First of all, she still laughs. Secondarily, how the fuck is her laughter any level of policy and platform? How does that affect your life? Let alone the lives of the people that just can't stand the idea of having a brown woman as the president? How does that affect your life? Her laughter. Best I can tell, It has absolutely no effect on mine, aside from the fact that I'm looking at a woman that's joyful and hopeful. I kind of like that. Yes, she did, John. Hillary had a lot of good to say. But in this area, folks get pissed off at me for calling them out. I don't understand exactly why they get mad about it, because all I'm doing is telling you, you chose the wrong damn guy. I didn't make you choose him. I don't watch reality TV. I don't listen to mindless, scripted reality shows. I find them sophomoric. I find them idiotic. You didn't. You bought into it. That's not my fault. I'm just pointing out to you that you bought into that shit. We're not buying into it because that whole reality TV thing, that too, has nothing to do with policy or platform. Where's the beef? When you go out for a job, if you acted the way that Donald Trump acts, if you said the things that he says, if you had in your history the things that he has in his, do you honestly think you'd get that job? I don't think you would. But flip that around. Kamala Harris applied for a job. Wouldn't you choose her with the type of record, performance, personality, conviction, real platform, real policies, telling the company how she can help better that company? I'd hire her in a heartbeat. That's just me, I guess. Getting down to the end of it here. Carletta Campbell, hello, you patriot. How are you, beautiful woman? When we listen to all of this, and it's just getting thicker every day, and keep doing it, Donnie. Keep doing it. I like that you're doing it. I find it disgusting, but I see what you're doing. You are just destroying yourself and the Republican Party. You're not going to be all that hard to beat. All we got to do is stand together. All of us put our hands on this big ball of hope, and all of us work together to keep it rolling. And when it starts to turn into a bit of an uphill, squeeze a few more in. Move a little closer together and push a little harder. We want this. We don't want insults. We don't want stupid name calling. We want policy and platform. If we're going to have a hamburger, we want some damn beef. We know who's talking policy. We know who's about bettering this nation. All we have to do is keep pushing. All we have to do is keep this hope going. We can do that. I know we can do that. There is a little more to consider, though. All of the investigations, all of the charges, all of the shit that he has done, that he's been caught out doing, if he gets elected again, all of that just goes by the wayside, leaving us at a land of law and order, a country based on the rule of law. Not if he gets elected. You got to remember, that's why he's running. That's the whole damned reason why he's running. If he wins, all of that goes away. Let's look at the more hopeful side. If he loses, and he will, all of that kicks in full steam ahead. I don't think he's going to survive it. And I don't want him to. Perfectly okay with me. When you look at that, though, isn't being all about law and order, and that being your history and being an effective history. Getting a lot done. Mistakes along the way, yep, who of us doesn't make them? But all along the way, a conviction to conviction. Laws that mean something, and people that uphold them. That's who we're voting for. That's what we want. When you get right down to it, and this one's kind of just for fun, might be a little vindictive, might be a little petty. I don't really think so because I think it's important. I look at policy and platform. I look at what will better this nation. But if we win, just for fun, if he loses, we all get to see him go to prison. That's something to end the day on. I like that. Y'all, keep pushing. Keep your hands on that hope. Keep your eye on that goal. Put a woman in charge. I think we're going to see big things happen because of it. I love you, America. Share this shit.